Welcome aboard, ladies. I'm Recon Rook, 24602, Church Militant, Colorado Springs chapter. Uh, Navy of the Immaculata with the Knights of Columbus in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today's Juniper House show is about it's called The Offering. I went through the quickening when I was 42 years old in 2022. Up until that, I was going to mass. I was going to confession when I sinned. I was doing basically what I was supposed to be doing, but it did not. I was kind of oblivious, always working, um, really entry level position jobs and stuff, and really having a hard time. I didn't have no understanding of anything up until when I was 42 years old. God revealed Himself to me in a strange way, and I talk about some of the visions and things I've had in my other videos on Rumble, mostly on Rumble and also on YouTube. But in this quickening, I want to just stress that it was a matter of probably about 4 or 5 months that that I went through this quickening, and it all related. What God was trying to show me was about placing the gifts on the altar at Mass. In Matthew chapter 5, it says it's a Christian teaching. Before you place your gifts on the altar, go and be reconciled with your brother if he has anything against you. You know, in this day and age, it's like sometimes you go to your brother and he doesn't want to have any reconciliation. So you go to confession. So he can't have anything against you because I've repented. I've tried to make amends with him, and I've confessed this sin before God to the priest, and he has nothing against you. Then go play. But in the meantime, when you go to Mass anyway, you can't receive the Eucharist in a state of sin. But however, if you go to Mass anyway, you still leave your gifts on the altar. What's on the altar? It's bread made by human hands and wine, fruit of the land, fruit of the vine, work of human hands. And when the priest blesses it and stuff, it becomes the body and blood of Jesus Christ. It is no longer bread made by human hands and wine, work of human hands. It is the body and blood of Jesus. And it's a representation of Jesus' crucifixion. What that does, it's an unbloodied sacrifice of the Mass. That we weren't there 2,000 years ago to stand at the foot of the cross with John the Evangelist and Mary, the Mother of God, but every time we go to Mass, we represent that. We're not re-crucifying him at all. It's a representation to God of that sacrifice. And we place our gifts on the altar as well. All the rosaries we've ever prayed, all the good works and intentions we do, all our prayers, all our dreams, everything we have, we place it on the altar at Mass. I'm still working through the difference between Cain and Abel's offering. Was Cain's offering wasn't acceptable to God. He gave the bad fruits of his crop and stuff, whereas Abel gave all the good stuff. You want to live your life good when you place your gifts on the altar. Now, when I went through the quickening, it started in April, on April 20th of 2022 when I was 42, and several months of just having so many crazy ideas go through my mind, and all of a sudden I could speak different, and I was courageous, and strange things like that, and I ended up stranded in Nebraska at a rest area eastbound in Cozad, Nebraska, And I locked my keys in the car, and I was on fumes anyway. And God told me to go home. I was on my way to. I was trying to go to Church Militant in Detroit, Michigan, to be on Church Militant. I had ideas and stuff for that program. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go up there. Anyway, God told me to go home, and so I turned around and went to that rest area. And I was saying, as I had my keys locked in my car, and I was just talking to people and stuff. Just I didn't know how I was gonna get out of there or anything, but I thought about it. Like, what did Cain and Abel's offering look like? You know, it was like, okay, Cain just gets a bushel basket of the bad corn or whatever, and places it in the forest, and he's like, here you go, God. And Abel, likewise, he places his best lambs in this bushel basket and says, stay in there, guys, you're for Jesus, or you're for God. And places it in the forest and stuff. But more likely, there was an altar present, and there was fire and stuff, and it consumed the gifts. But as I was working through that, I was like, okay, I found this culvert under the interstate, and I took off all my clothes except for my shoes, and I put everything I had, all the stuff from my car, put it in this on this culvert, and I picked some corn from the cornfield and threw it on there, and I was dousing it in water, because I got mental illness, and I'm a theological scientist. I sometimes experiment with there's no roadmap or instruction manual to my life. I'm like, I want to make this offering to God. I hadn't yet realized what God was trying to teach me about the placing the gifts on the altar. And so I was placing all this stuff. I was butt naked, filling up my water bottle when the cops busted in, and they hauled me away to the nut house in North Platte, Nebraska, about 30 miles away. Some of these thug life princesses and stuff always say, they call themselves Rough Riders. I think I earned my Rough Rider badge, going butt naked, handcuffed in the back of the cop car for 30 miles. It was not a pleasant ride. Anyway, that was not how you do the offering. The offering is placed on the altar at Mass. Some of these Protestant churches, they don't even have an altar at their place. How am I supposed to place my gifts on the altar when there's no altar? I was at a church called New Life Church, in northern Colorado Springs, working on Unity one time. They said they do have an altar. That's where they place the money. They place the money on this altar or whatever. I'm like, no, you're missing it. They call their bread and wine and grape juice or whatever the body and blood of Jesus Christ, but they don't have an altar. They don't have a priest, an ordained priest from the line of priests, succession of the priesthood and stuff to do that. They just basically take a cup of grape juice and a little wafer and call it that, and that's not exactly what it is, but I think it's something that a lot of Catholics make the mistake of, and I missed it for years and years going to the Catholic Church, is placing your gifts on the altar. All your dreams, all your aspirations, your prayers, every rosary you've ever prayed, all the good works you do, everything, your love for your family, your love for Jesus and God, everything, you place it on the altar with the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross that he did, and hopefully you make a good offering. All right, peace be with you. God bless you.